What is up, all my fellow weebs and weebettes? I am your host, AnimeALX, and I'm back again with another Monster Hunter Rise build guides. Today we are going to be taking a look on the best builds for Switch Axes. Now, admittedly, I am going to honestly say that I completely didn't finish all of the elemental switch axes, but with the two that I did make, I made a fire one, which the fire build uh basically will also encompass the water build and the ice one. The thunder one's a little bit weird. I mean, you have two options. For anti-aquatic, you can go Zinogre, and for anti-aerial, you can go Narwa. But I will get into that in a minute. It was just normally the thunder one I was stuck on. But for now, let's get into the raw. Here's our raw switch axe, which is the Rampage Slicer S. So we're using the Rampage Slicer S because it's going to grant us the highest amount of attack with white sharpness. And for our Rampage skills, we got sharpness type 1 and non-elemental boost with affinity surge. So that is going to grant us this little small sliver of white sharpness, 20% affinity, and we also get power files on this thing, which that's going to increase our DPS when we do our ZSDs and like the compressed version. For our armor loadout, we got the Kaiser Crown, which is Teostra's helmet, the Vikemel S, the Valstrax braces, the Narga Kuga Coil S, which is actually the only build that we have the Narga waist, and Kadachi Greaves S. Now, I would like to make a note that I have a god talisman. I have a god I basically have a god talisman for a switch axe, which is ironic because I'm not even a switch axe main. But for my talisman, I have a level 3 rapid morph with a level 1 diversion Tempest talisman with 2 level 2 slots. I understand you will probably not have this talisman, so all you will need is a rapid morph level 2 with a level 2 slot, or a singular protective polish with a level 2 slot, and then you can fit in rapid morph in the actually no, I think I lied. I think you actually need a rapid morph level 2 with a level 2 slot, so you can get rapid morph 3. And then I believe you can get protective polish. Then I believe you could get protective polish. Actually, that is quite awkward. You probably actually do need rapid morph level 2 with at least two slots. Honestly, you'd probably have to trade around the Kaiser Crown for the Almudron helmet, and then use a talisman that can support protective polish at least 2, and then trade out the Kadachi Greaves S with a crit boost, which that's basically what you have to do. But this is basically the perfected build of it, and we are also using the Demon Pedalance 3s, and for our decorations, we are using 3 Grinder Jewels, or 3 Grinder Jewel 1s, 3 Sharp Jewel 2s, 1 Critical Jewel 2, actually 2 Critical Jewel 2s, 1 Handicraft Jewel 3, 1 Tenderizer Jewel 2, and that is it. This is going to be a fairly costly decoration intensive build, And just remember, your decorations will change depending on what kind of helmet or like what kind of talisman you have. If you don't have this talisman, then you will need to use Kaiser Crown. Or, I mean, excuse me, you will need to use El Mudron helmet and fit in level 2 protective polish in the helmet, fitting crit boost in the Kadachi Greaves, and then use the Tempest Talisman for your last level of Rapid Morph. And try to fit as much crit onto the build. Honestly, you just need a critical, you just need a crit I level 2 or crit I level 3 with a 2 slot in the talisman to make use of Al Mudron helmet, just in case if that happens. But if you do have the talisman that I have, this will be the build. You will get crit I level 6, crit boost level 3, weakness exploit level 3, protective polish level 3, speed sharpening level 3, rapid morph level 3, evade extender level 2, and handicraft level 1. And the evade extender is actually really useful because of repositioning and using that increased side hop distance. With this build, our status or affinity comes up to 50%, and with weakness exploit we get 100% affinity, which is very rare on high rank rise builds. Now for our side grade options, we let's check out our first of many elemental options, which we are going to be looking at the Gnashing Flame and Bale, which is Anjanath's switch axe, which will be the best fire switch axe, coming in at a whopping 230 raw with a little bit of blue sharpness, 28 hits of fire after fire boost 3 ramped up. We get negative 20% affinity. We get a 2 and a 1 slot, and the file type is elemental file. Now, we are actually using the same loadout. The only problem with said loadout is that we are going to have to sacrifice our grinder jewels for elemental jewels, which basically all you have to do is any weapon that you get, all you have to do is just remember to fit in level 1 element in the slot. If you are using Narwa's weapon, or if you're using Narwa's switch axe, that is, all you have to do is just make sure you ramp it up for attack boost 3. Make sure you put it, I believe you need handicraft level 2 to get to white sharpness. I might be wrong about that, but I believe I did see that you need handicraft level 2 to get white sharpness. And in the case of that, all you have to do is actually you would have to trade out the Kaiser Crown to Al Mudron's helmet and trade out the talisman to what I believe the best option would be like a weakness exploit talisman with a 3 slot and an extra 1 slot, and then trade out this and then use both the 3 slots in your AnimeALX and in your talisman for handicraft level 2, and then fit in as many sharp jewels as you can in the spare 2 slots. That's what I would have done. It is very hard trying to make a build for Narwa's switch axe, but every other switch axe should have elemental files at the ready, and every other switch axe should have at least 1 level 1 slot for max amount of elemental damage. The best elemental switch axes are going to be the Gnashing Flame and Bale, which is Anjanath's fire switch axe, Al Mudron's water switch axe, and the only reason why I don't have El Mudron's water switch axe here is because I could not get a golden El Mudron orb to max it out. But what you want to do is ramp it up for elemental exploit. For the ice switch axe, it's going to be Kushala's. All you have to do is ramp it up for Kushala's soul, which honestly could knock out a lot of the crit, which actually could knock out a lot of the crit off of this build. So you could actually swap around like Kadachi Greaves and Nargacuga Coil for Anjanath Coil and not Ingot Greaves, but Hunter Greaves. But then again, you do need Nargacuga Coil for the evade extender. So I would probably say swap out the Kadachi Greaves, but even then I really don't know what you would actually get out of any other Greaves. I don't know, probably swap them out for Rajang Greaves and then fit in as many protective polish decorations as you see fit. And like I said, for the Thunder build, you are going to use Narwhals, and I already explained that. So we are going to move down to the Dragon Swax. The reason why I have Dragon Swax on its own is because the armor loadout is going to be a little bit different. And for the Dragon Swax, we are using the red do not I don't know how to pronounce it, but it's Valstrax's switch axe. It comes in at 180 attack, sharpness is natural white, dragon is 37 hits at dragon, affinity is 0% affinity, file type's elemental file, and you get a level 2 slot. I don't have anything ramped up, but I'm supposed to have Wyvern Exploit ramped up. Just keep that in mind because you're usually going to use this against Rathian, Basarios, and Rathalos. If you are going up against Ibushi or All-Mother, feel free to use Attack Boost 3 as your ramped up slot. The armor we are using as the Kaiser Crown, Alucanth Thorax S, Valstrax Braces, Nargacuga Coil S, and the Golden Hakama. And for our Fatal Tempest Talisman is our Rapid Morph level 3, Diversion level 1, and Attack Boost level 2. Well, that's included with the level 2, or the 2 level 2 slots. Again, if you don't have this, just try your best to trade out the Kaiser Crown for the El Mudron helmet and the Fatal Tempest Talisman to whatever talisman that can support the amount of jewels necessary to make this build, which should just only be an attack boost level 2 with a level 2 slot. I believe so. Actually, I think it could just be. Yeah. Anyways, as we come over here to the decorations, what you need is essentially 4 Dragon Jewels. I am using 4 Attack Jewel 2s, 1 Tenderizer Jewel 2, and that is it. Fairly expensive, but only really uses a lot of level 1 jewels. And for our status, we have 30% affinity, which we will be getting 80% affinity on weakened hit zones, so feel free to use a Firecat just to max your affinity out to 100. You get 48 hits of dragon element and 231 raw attack, and obviously that attack gets boosted through Wyvern Exploit as long as you're hitting a Wyvern. With all that being said, that is it for the best Switch Axe builds. I hope you enjoy, and please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and check me out on twitch.tv/AnimeALX. Links will be down in the description below. And with all that being said, check out all my future videos in previous videos.